All right, you mind if I start this off?
No, go ahead.
All right, guys, welcome to the Hoshizora Dreams podcast. We light up your nights with delightful discussions. Today, your hosts are Starfaze, Have No Fear Cause Star is here, Overdrive, and Yumesuke, Y to the Izu, M to the Izzy. Put your hands up, it's the dang anthem, Stashika. We will be talking about Buddy Girl Senpai and Classroom of the Elite.
Okay. Bro, I feel like I
You
had
want
to
to start it
hold
off?
my breath.
You said what?
I felt like I had to hold my breath, bro, to let them finish. I'm like, bro, what? That is terrible, man. But yes, man, we're trying to teach people how to actually have a discussion like distinguished anime watching gentlemen. Not
Yeah.
just hooping and hollering at one another about nothing, getting nothing accomplished by the end of it. I wanted to say, I think it was misleading because I think a lot of people who went into this series thought they was going to see some action. Like, I don't know the bunny girl fetish thing people have. To me, it's kind of like whatever. But if you did come into this series and you thought you was going to like see some soft core or something with this, whatever you do with the bunny outfits, you wasn't getting it. She is pretty much your average looking woman. It ain't like she got no
Above
special
average.
features.
She's above average.
Above average where?
Bro, don't disrespect Queen Mai.
Above average in what aspect?
Bro, her
Her
face,
her face? Is that it?
her personality.
Oh, see, bruh. Oh, boy. Trying to fall in love. Bruh, I'm talking about from a
I already am.
visual perspective.
She has a nice body. She has a nice slim body. She's got, well, I don't know if I should be saying this because then people are going to be like, oh, you're objectifying her because we haven't heard her speak yet.
That was an actual argument, huh?
That is an actual argument.
I will say, okay, with the main character though, I will take back some of my criticism and say he's kind of smooth. He is kind of smooth.
go. There we go.
He is kind of smooth. Like
Smooth operator.
when one of my favorite lines was when he was talking to that girl. I guess she was mad because he was unpopular and her boyfriend was talking to him, and she asked him, "Are you picking a fight?" And he said, "Just accepting your challenge." I was like, that was
Top
smooth.
tier dialogue. These people have amazing banter. I feel like
That
they all
was-
must talk like that because every character is talking like that in the story.
Like I said, like I'm kind of. I don't have a problem with the dialogue except when it gets to his game. His game is horrible. But no. I won't even say that. He just got some really corny lines.
But maybe she just doesn't like receiving help. I believe
No.
how
That's
it started off.
by the end of it. That's definitely what I got from her character.
Mm.
Because because especially with her upbringing, they did teach us that, or at least give us enough information about that. She does have a standoffish personality because she has a bubble in which she, even throughout the entire 3 episodes, you can see it's pretty much a push and pull. Like she wants to keep him out of this area. She don't want him to get too close, yet she doesn't want him to get too far. And
The Hedgehog's Dilemma.
the what?
Oh, no, the Hedgehog's Dilemma is from Evangelion. Well, it's not from Evangelion, but it's like a psychological thing where it says that people want to be close, but when they get close to each other, they hurt each other. So, like, you're kind of stuck in, like, this dilemma of being up close and being apart.
Well, yeah. It pretty much is that she does that a lot, but I understand it. I think that's the genius in the writing is that part.
Ooh,
because-
okay.
Yeah. I give it this credit. Like I give it this credit. So she definitely kept trying to keep him at arm's length, even though she wanted him closer. So, yeah. Kind of the conclusion I came to. Like, I'm like, there's a special connection between the two because of this time. Because he's all she got, and he knows this. So he can feel that from her. So they're feeling this strength this serious connection between one another because he's really going out of his way to, despite all of her pushback, he knows deep down that she wants to be there. So, that was episode 1 when he came home and she was sitting out there. That was a cute moment.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Okay,
see,
okay, Starface.
yeah. That was a really cute moment.
I like that.
I was like, wow, it made me smile because I'm like, see, she's always trying to act all this, but this is who she's really is. This is deep down, this is who she is. She's this little girl who wants help. She just doesn't know how to show that.
The way they introduced the characters, I hated that. It felt so on the nose and forced. They're like, hey guys, let's all introduce each other. My name is this thing, and these are what I like to do. Oh, my name is this, and this is what I like to do. I was like, come on, bro. It feels like you wrote a character sheet. Like, those Hero Academia character sheets where they talk about the hobbies, the likes, the age, their star sign. It feels like they just posted that. You just post that. He's like, this is my biography. This is my biography. I know this writer is smarter than that. I do not know why they decided to do that. Annoying, bro.
I disagree. Okay. And
all right.
Quite frankly, it's because they're sticking. Okay, as far as the MC, he's definitely sticking to introverted traits. Like that's just how introverts are. They are socially awkward in senses. And
No, don't do that. I'm an introvert. I am not socially awkward.
so introverts are socially awkward at moments. So
No, they're not.
and a lot of times they kind of just tend to want to be alone. Like he gives me a lot of like Shikamaru vibes. Like he can do the stuff. He's very intelligent.
He doesn't want to be alone. I don't think so.
Well, not necessarily alone, but I wouldn't say he wants to be alone. But I'm just saying introverts in general, not him specifically.
Yeah, okay.
But they're kind of stuff like that, and they do a lot of intro. They do a lot of monologuing. Hell, I do a lot of monologuing in my head. Just be laughing and all kinds of shit.
I do too.
Exactly, and that's what the main character does a lot. Then with her, of course, she's standoffish and stuff too, but that is her bad trait, and you can see her kind of. I won't say she's happy about the main character being over there, but essentially she's the only one she talks to.
That
because,
is true.
He is quiet, and
Kushida brings that up later. Yeah.
Yeah, and because that's how that works though. Because they're the two quiet ones, and they're like everybody else. They're both detached, and they're like pretty much. At least there's someone on the same wavelength. In fact, they first had their first interaction was on the bus, with the whole little point with the homeboy right there.
She's like, why didn't you do anything? Something like that.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm just looking around to see how everybody else is reacting. And then she ended up saying something. And he's like, shit, that's worse than mine. But
yeah. I was gonna say that I think one small way that they could have made the relationship better is to increase this one thing that they did, which is like the comedy between them. There were 2 moments in the first 3 episodes where Koji said something and then he stops talking and he looks at Horikita and it just zooms in on her eyes and she's just staring dead at him because she said something he didn't like. The first example was when he said, it kind of looks like we're on a date, and she just stares at him. And I died when I saw that. And then the second time, I think it was in episode 3. He said something while they're sitting on a bench, and then she just stares at him. And she's like, how would you like to go out? Would you want to go out with like peacefully or something like that? And she stabs him or something.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have, if they increased more moments like that, it would
But
have
they
been
kind of did though, because they also had the moment
They did
where
it twice.
no, not just that, but like, I think it was on the phone, and he was like, and she just kept saying no.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yeah, they need more. If they had more funny moments like that, I would enjoy this
they did though. Okay, like even with the little food,
3.
like that part, he's like, "You give me this food," and she just sitting there trying to be nonchalant about it. And then next thing you know, as soon as nigga took a bite, she started explaining her whole entire plan and about how he has to go along with it now because he already took the foot and she already tried to set him up with Kushida, and he just like, damn. The soundtrack be going ham, bruh. Like,
I don't know.
You said what?
I didn't notice any soundtrack.
Oh man, no, bruh. So even on the bus, like they make this whole orchestra grave sounding music. Like that music drives that emotion of what's going on. And it's throughout the entire whole series. Like as an overall production on this series, it's a lot better. Like okay, they have the colors.
The colors are way better. I
Yeah.
will give you that
Yeah.
easily.
And you know, of course, the colors are going to make you more attentive because they grab your attention more. Again, you can go back and listen to that soundtrack. It's impactful. Like when the grave moment is coming, they have like some really deep orchestras playing, and it's heavy. When it's like even like smooth conversations, they got like a smooth song behind the conversation. Whenever the teacher comes in and she's starting to give her explanation about something going wrong or something, they got like an epic music going behind it to highlight the situation. Another thing I wanted to point out was they have some really cool transition scenes. Like they'll go from it was one in particular in the first episode. Like I can't remember exactly what was going on, but right in the scene they had the music going, and to cut off the music or to signal the music off, they showed a first person perspective from the doorway, and the door shut into the camera before they moved on to the next scene. And I'm like, it's a lot of that kind of stuff that when I'm watching a series or an anime, a visual medium, I'm like, this is the things that you would want out of an anime. Because if you're gonna judge an anime, it's only fair to judge everything about an anime production. So by the end of the episode, she's like, "Yeah, y'all on point. Did all your." I laughed a little bit too because they was questioning that chick like, "Hey, we ain't got our points." And she was like, "Yes, I know you ain't got the point, but we ain't get ours."
No, your points were delivered.
Yeah. She was like, I
Y'all
don't
guys
think you
knew.
know what you're talking about, lady. We ain't got our points. And then she just turns around and ends up snapping on them. By the way, their teacher is hotter than anything that was in that Bunny
No,
Senpai.
stop it. No,
Get out of here, bro. She was way better, but put her in the bunny girl outfit. Like, come
Oh
on.
my gosh. She is bad though. I agree with that. She's bad, but do not like is how Koji kind of just lets himself get manipulated by Kushida. Like I understand that they wanted to put himself. What did you say?
No, I was saying, I was agreeing. Yes.
Like they let him. I mean, I understand that they had to put him in this scenario, but I feel like they could have gone about it smarter because what happens is that he could have. So she comes up to him. No, step one, he has a phone. He sees her, right? And then the phone buzzes. The first thing and then she says, "Who's there?" First thing he could have done is drop the phone and just sprint out of there. She would have no clue who he is. But then he goes and approaches her. All right, that's fine. And then she says, "I'm going. If you tell anyone, I'm going to say that you sexually assaulted me." And he's like, "But I never touched you." And then she grabs his wrist, slowly puts her hand up to her breast, and then looks at him and it says, "Oh, now you got your fingerprints on my jacket." It's like, bro, you just showed that you were able to fight. You could have pulled your wrist back. You could have done something, but he just kind of stood there. That's a little bit iffy for me. But I'd still do like
cleverly showing that he has interest. He was like a free cop. Fuck it.
Are you sure? I don't think so. This man has no sex drive. That's what I said before. He did not think that.
Clever writing.
But it is an interesting plot point.
Oh, good old Kushida. So I think that was at the end when, you know, the whole cell phone thing, she left the cell phone. Goes out there. Yes, 1000% agree. This whole conference, that could have been done a million times better. Like, hell, he didn't even have to because I'm gonna get the same scenario like I did the last one with the last scene. He could have literally just went towards her and heard her cussing while he was walking towards her to give her the phone and didn't stop. Didn't think much of it. There's no reason, like he already seems pretty unfazed anyways, or he could have just cut her off in the middle of it. Now, as far as the whole breast part, yeah, they should have just went a whole different route altogether. I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I didn't even brainstorm it, but sitting there letting her grab your hand and pretty much touch her breast.
No, the solution is easy. You just have her walk up to him, quickly grab the hand and put it on, and then he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Now I can say you raped me, and everyone will believe me." But she explained her plan before she did that, so that's my main problem.
I feel like there's an even better way. I don't know, but like, I mean, that's fine. Also, it definitely makes it even worse that she did explain it, and he already refuted it. And at that point, there's no logical way. You're intelligent enough that you thought she was just gonna slowly grab your hand and do what? So it was stupid.